So today I want to talk about a topic that's been on my mind for a little while now, but we never really got the chance to tackle. Dragon Ball Super has strong Saiyan pride themes. It may sound like a stupid thing to say because Saiyans are pretty much the core of Dragon Ball, but still, compared to the later sagas of Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super has had much stronger Saiyan themes. Plus, the inclusion of Bardocks made me wonder if some larger narrative has been playing out behind the scenes all this time, and it'll soon pay off with the next few sagas. Or to put it more simply, just what exactly is going to be the future of Saiyan pride from here on out? What more can we expect from this race? Well, for the most part, Vegeta seems to be the only one who actually cares about it. Goku couldn't care less, and I guess I can say the same about the young ones back on Earth. The original script for the Broly movie was rather more packed than what we ended up getting, which is to be expected since if they had gone ahead with the script, the movie would have been about 3 hours long. Which means they couldn't just make one movie, they would have had to divide the content into 2 parts and make 2 separate Broly movies. However, no one, not even Toei or Shueisha, have unlimited budget. In the end, the original script was ruthlessly filtered and almost half of what was in it simply never made it into the movie. From some stuff I was hearing behind the scenes, the movie was gonna shed light upon Vegeta and Raditz's childhood. There was also a fight between Raditz and Nappa as well. I'd reckon the content that was left out of the film was mostly there to expand on the Saiyan race, but just like how only now is Goku learning more about his father, there's reason to believe that the story of the Saiyan race is still yet to be complete. Notice how I'm not just talking about the story of Goku or Vegeta. No, what we're talking about is the Saiyan race in its entirety. Plus, now we have another planet chock full of Saiyans just waiting to get more screen time, which I'm sure they eventually would, considering how the plotline of Vegeta visiting the planet was already established back during the Universe 6 vs Universe 7 arc. It's definitely exciting to think about other Saiyans getting some more focus in the story, because as it stands, everyone has to take a back seat to Goku and Vegeta and even Gohan at certain points. The privileged ones can get their own flashy movies, but not everyone is that privileged. Another thing to note here is how the stereotypical idea that Saiyans used to be brutal savages with bare minimum intelligence is no longer relevant. Even Frieza, whose hit list has a Saiyan at the very top, no longer seems as agitated about it as he was before. Personally, I find it so exciting to talk about these possibilities, so if you guys have been enjoying all of the Dragon Ball and anime content so far, be sure to leave a like on the video and let's try to get this video to 2,000 likes. I'm positive we can get that done with ease. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below and also click the notification bell to never miss an upload as soon as they go live. But without further ado, so the thing about Bardocks was essentially a way for Goku to reconnect with his Saiyan roots. Another thing to note here is how through this understanding of his father, Goku was finally able to let go of the idea that he has to fully master Ultra Instinct. In doing so, he found his own sense of strength, an Ultra Instinct that's unique to himself and only him. Vegeta will go through a similar phase with his Ultra Ego at some point, and what better way for him to achieve that than by going up against the single greatest nemesis of the Saiyan race. Frieza is back, and although he might have had a slight change in personality, he's still the guy who almost ended the story of the Saiyan race. No way is the story giving Frieza such a massive boast only to have Goku be the one who ends up one-upping him again. It doesn't even really matter if Frieza is here for another antagonistic role. A raw battle to the death between Frieza and Vegeta has to happen, and no disturbance from Goku either. Speaking of this, Vegeta has always had this strong sense of competitiveness when it comes to Goku. Remember how brutally compelling the Goku versus Vegeta fight was during the Buu saga? That was definitely one of the more intense ones, so how about another fight, but with the current Goku and Vegeta? There is no end to the ways this story can be executed, and even with the Purple Vegeta filler episode, they were able to make sense of it, but we know that really wasn't it. One way to kind of reignite this Saiyan chivalry within Goku would be for Vegeta to take him on in a battle that almost kills them both. That would also be a great way to keep this rivalry fresh. Broly will eventually show up in the manga at some point, otherwise what was the point of making him canon? So we have the Saiyans from Universe 6, The thing about Bardock, and also the fact that Broly is now canon, plus Frieza looks like he's here to stay. I don't know fellas, there's some great potential for some even greater storytelling, but let me know what you think. In fact, enough with techniques like Ultra Ego and Ultra Instinct. That novelty is already kind of worn off many times over. It's time to discover some more Saiyan transformations at this point. Toriyama thought that it'd be interesting to bring back Broly considering just how many of us love him, so maybe it's time for Toriyama and Toritaro to also bring back the esteemed and iconic Super Saiyan 4 transformation. The way the Super storyline has been unfolding, it's been clear that it doesn't care about the GT sequel, which goes without saying since GT isn't canon, but if Broly can be brought into the story, well, why not Super Saiyan 4? Honestly, it'd be kinda sad if Super Saiyan 3 stays the limit to the Super Saiyan transformations, and throwing in an entirely different design for the Super Saiyan 4 form would give birth to some aggressive animosity when it comes to the fans. Besides, there's hardly anyone who'd object to making Super Saiyan 4 canon, right guys? The way I'm kind of thinking about it, it doesn't just have to be the Super Saiyan 4 transformation that maybe helps Goku reach the next level. Rather, how about using this form in addition to true Ultra Instinct? Now, that would definitely be something, and it wouldn't just end there either. If Super Saiyan 4 makes it into the story, then there's no reason not to expect possibly Super Saiyan 5 as well. All of this is really nothing new. As Dragon Ball fans, we've always dreamed of seeing transformations after the number 4. I mean, this is why we went so crazy for God, Blue, and Ultra Instinct, right? Not to mention Ultra Ego as well. The DBS manga looks like it'll be going on for quite a while, so it would be such a waste not to incorporate the things that we, as the fans, would genuinely love to see. Just revive the nemesis of the original Super Saiyan God, whoever it was, and make that guy not just unreasonably strong, but also someone who bears an unreal level of animosity towards the Saiyan race for whatever reason. That could be another saga. And definitely not like the whole granola or gas situation either. That was basically just a huge misunderstanding. Also, a flashback about Yamoshi would be greatly appreciated at this point in the story. The next chapter of Dragon Ball Super should be coming out this month, and because we would be coming out of a hiatus, we naturally have more expectations. Of course, just one chapter won't be enough to gauge what's going to happen next, but I hope it at least makes it clear who the new strongest in the universe is supposed to be. I think it'd also be appropriate for Goku to reflect a little more about the brief memories he had of his father after hearing that story. He also now has that scouter as a memento. Hopefully this will lead to another interesting character moment and not just the true Ultra Instinct. I know I've said this in many previous videos, but we seriously need Vegeta to go to planet Sadala in person. Shoot, maybe even Goku should do that as well, considering how he's much more aware of his Saiyan roots now. And why not bring Broly too? I think a 3v3 training session between these 6 Saiyans could be the thing that pushes all of them over the limits, and that would be an insane twist on the future of Dragon Ball Super.